Beautiful. Okay, Maddie?
As long as abortion is legal and birth control is allowed, men should be completely exempt from child support, alimony, and should be allowed to completely opt out from any responsibility when impregnating women.
I concur. In any state or country where it's legal to get an abortion, men should have a corresponding right to forego any sort of responsibility.
I agree.
But that also,
To
like,
quote Dave Chappelle, I'll let you come in. Just to quote Dave Chappelle, if you can murder it, I can at least abandon it. Okay, go ahead.
So that also hurts the children, though. Like, if we want like a society, I don't know. Sorry, hold on.
Well, wait. Sorry. I shouldn't. Go ahead.
Like, if we want like a better society where people have more opportunities and things like that, like, we shouldn't want men to abandon their children.
But I mean, abortion is.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. 100%.
Donated $200.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Female privilege.
Oh.
Women who knowingly commit abortion should be held accountable.
Oh.
Christian girl, do you think God sees abortion differently for women knowingly involved than men? Equality?
Do I think that God sees abortion differently for women knowingly involved in, like, for, what do you mean for men?
Like, if a woman gets an abortion, should that affect the father in the same way? Kind of
I don't
thing
know
in
if that's
God's
what I think
eyes?
he might be asking. Clarify if I'm wrong. Are you asking from the criminalization perspective? You said like criminalize the provider.
Or the abortionist?
The provider, but women should not. It shouldn't be criminalized as a woman if you get an abortion. Is that the question?
He said something about men. Like, I assume he's
Is he talking about the father or the
Do you
person
think
performing the
God
abortion?
sees abortion differently for women knowingly involved than men?
Well, I think he meant that the men who are okay with abortion and are okay with their
He
significant
said
other.
female privilege. Women who knowingly commit abortion should be held accountable. I'd assume he means accountable criminally, because your position was the provider should be held criminally liable, but not the woman seeking
So
abortion.
right, because the provider's the one lying to the women and telling them that it's just a clump of cells. They're the ones actually killing the children as well.
Wait, question though. What if in the scenario they make no such representations?
What do you mean?
The woman they don't tell the woman anything.
Well,
and the woman just wants, she's decided already.
They still know what they're doing. They're the ones seeing the ultrasound. In an abortion, the abortionist sees the ultrasound. That's how he's able to identify where the baby is, so he can vacuum or dismember the baby.
I'm just a guy. What do I know? Do you want to just clarify your question? I think I have it right. So he's asking you, do you think God sees abortion differently for women knowingly involved than men?
What, the father of the child?
No, I think he's talking from the criminal liability.
Oh, do I think that the father of the child should be criminally liable?
Do you think like there? It's a how do I frame this? Is there less culpability in the eyes of God for the provider versus the woman who's electing to get the abortion?
Oh, do I think that God sees the sin of abortionist differently than the woman that's getting the abortion?
Yes, I think. Is that
so? I think that we're all equally sinful. I do think that God obviously is going to feel differently about a woman who's being lied to by an abortionist, but obviously it's a killing of an innocent child. God's going to be equally saddened and disheartened to see any innocent life ended, no matter who's the one killing them. So I don't know if that answers the question. I think it does.
Also, isn't abortion kind of enforced in our culture as something that's okay? And God would want you to, like, a man to lead.
I would say enforced is nobody's enforcing.
Not
it.
enforced, but it's presented.
It's not,
like in
it's not enforced,
academic
but it's very much like pushed. Like, obviously, 90% of Planned Parenthoods are located within 5 miles of a college campus because we're women. I think most of us are in college, or at least some of us, and we're being told that we can't graduate, have a successful career, be equal to men if we don't have the right to kill our children.
Have you heard the theory behind why abortion has been so readily available? Because of how much money is made from studying the fetuses and like the selling of the parts and things like that.
Oh, like stem cell stuff?
Yeah, more and more. Yeah, I mean, there were like
selling to the rich people. We're selling baby boy to rich people.
There were like there were hidden camera videos of these people that run the clinics talking about how much money they make for an abortion. aborted fetus.
Why are you guys chuckling over there?
That is crazy.
She was just way too excited about it because they're selling to the rich people. No, duh, who are they selling it to the poor people?
Online conspiracy theory.
Okay.
I
It's
know
just
exactly,
so insane.
yeah.
It's just
No,
so
it's real.
insane.
It's real. A lot of.
I mean, the idea that it's real is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people think it's just a clump of cells, but no, those babies have real body parts and organs, and people are abusing them.
There might be some. We'll never know.
Did we finish reading this one? Right? Did we read this one? Maddie was reading it, but then the TTS came in. Nick, do you recall? Men should be completely exempt from child support alimony and should be allowed to completely opt out from any responsibility when impregnating a woman. I think I was just making a point, and then the TTS.
Which is why
Came in.
neither should be legal.
I don't think men should be completely exempt.
Completely exempt.
No.
I think I'll say what the Dave Chappelle joke. If you can, I think that's where I got interrupted, right?
I get the idea, but like again, what I said earlier.
If you can murder it, I can abandon it.
But you're gonna raise a society of fatherless children. Do we want that?
And
Wait, this almost kind of goes back to like, what's the greater harm
I was
with
thinking
with
that
the
earlier.
with
I was
the
thinking
war
that too.
thing?
God, I'm so sick of
So
this.
like, what's the greater harm? Like the dad being not present
Or dead.
or responsible, or the actual child being never having been
hope-
born?
I
That's
hope
why I said
we
it's
would
just all-
agree
it's just all
that
thought.
killing
It's
a
just-
child is the worst possible outcome.
You know
imaginable.
what?
based on my
Hold
set.
on. I think what we should do is actually double down on this, and I think that we should you can't get an abortion. You can't get an abortion, but men can still do a paper abortion.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
That's equal.
That's what
like,
it would be now.
That's fair,
What's
right?
the logic behind that?
Because that's what's happening
It's
now
not
for
as
men.
bad.
But
It's not as
But I
bad.
think it's different because women have to carry the child, so they have to. It's like the violinist argument. Like if you were stuck in a hospital for like 9 months and someone was plugged into you, like stealing your nutrients, making you feel sick, you were throwing up every morning, you were losing your hair, you couldn't walk, your body was changing, all of these things.
I do have to move on. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
my bad.
I was
Sorry, I brought up a
really- I
good
was really
argument.
hoping
I
you'd
brought
get
up a
into
good
that.
argument. I'm sorry.
I was ready for that too.
Clarification when there are. Okay, fine. Here, last back and forth on this.
Sure.
Go ahead. Do you want to finish your?
Well, just the violinist argument. I would say that's an argument people make that like, why abortion is okay. Because like if I was laying in a hospital bed and you were tied up to me, I'd kill you.
What if it was her? What about her? Would you,
Baby, you're dead.
I would
You're
like,
gone.
you wouldn't do that for me, Julie? I thought we were homies.
I'm so sorry.
I
no,
thought we were homies.
You're gonzo. I got other things
Yeah.
going on.
I'm like offended.
So wait, the violinist argument is, can you state it?
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of like being pregnant, where you're obviously when you're pregnant you're not like stuck in a hospital bed, but it's the same kind of thing where you're plugged into someone and you have the choice to kill them orally or let them for 9
Orally?
months. Yeah, kill them early, like kill.
Oh, I thought you said orally. I was
Sorry,
like,
I'm Canadian. Sorry, I have a crazy accent.
that'd
Sorry.
be kind of dope way. That'd be kind of dope way to die.
Sorry.
Like you're just getting some brain from a chick, and it's so good. You just like heart attack.
I just have it.
Bro, by the way, you like fucked your chest up, dude. Holy shit.
Sorry,
Bro.
I have sensitive
God
skin.
damn, you like
I know I have
scratching yourself up.
I
like
just have
crazy.
sensitive skin. That's all. Anyways.
Wait, where's the violin in this whole thing?
I don't know why the fuck it's
Have you
called
never
that.
heard the
It's
violinist?
the greatest musician.
I've heard of it.
It's the greatest musician. They're a violinist. Would you kill the greatest violinist on
it's
earth?
kind of irrelevant, the violinist part. But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
go
Give your response and then we'll move on.
Okay. You can go. You can go.
Okay.
No, you're good. Just
Yeah,
go.
go ahead.
So I think there's a lot of different arguments I can use to debunk that one. I'll just get into a few because I know he's going to kill me if I keep talking about abortion. Number one, it's a parent-child relationship, which
Yes,
is different than
different,
being
100%.
tied up to someone. Number two, an abortion isn't just unplugging yourself from someone; it's intentionally going and stabbing them and killing them.
It's also very much more traumatic having an abortion than just unplugging.
Right,
I would agree.
exactly, exactly. But also, I get it's very similar. But the organ donation, you're not forced to donate an organ to someone. The uterus, I would argue, isn't even made for a woman. Like the entire purpose of a uterus is to sustain another human's life. Like there's no I honestly could live life much easier without my uterus, to be real. It causes me a lot of pain. The entire point of it is to help another child, and I would say that's much different than using your entire body to feel someone.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
just like the same effects as what the argument is. Like it would give it makes you feel sick. You're like bedridden. You can't work. Blah blah blah. Things like that.
right. So I don't think a child depending on a mother
to survive in a very natural way. Like, organ donation is unnatural. Our bodies are made, I'm not saying every woman has to reproduce, but our bodies are made to create children. And because of that, I think it's much different than being plugged up to someone, and we shouldn't be killing children just for being dependent on their mothers for survival.
I think end all be all, if you don't want someone to be physically relying on you like that, and you're not quite ready, and especially with like, once you have a child, you still have like 18 years after that where you have to take care of them. If you're not ready for that, I think it's totally fine if you want to have an abortion. I have no problem with that.
Wait, you think you should be able to have an abortion for any reason?
Not specifically for any reason, but like, if you're not ready, I think that's okay.
So like, if I'm not ready to take care of a 2-year-old, can I kill them?
I don't think a 2-year-old is the same as a fetus.
Why?
A 2-year-old is living and breathing, and they're like communicating with you. A fetus is, again, they're like attached to me in a way that I might not be okay with.
Right, but like a newborn is dependent on their mother for survival. Like, if you just set a newborn by itself, it can't just like go get a job.
But the thing with a newborn is someone else can take care of that newborn. Right. When that baby's in me, it's just me.
So I'm a missionary kid, so I've spent a lot of time in third world countries where in these villages there is no one who can adopt the child. There's no such thing as formula. Either the mother breastfeeds her child or the baby dies.
Well, you can also get a milkmaid, someone who would breastfeed your child.
In a third world country, that is not a option. And I'm talking about that situation.
Crazy you just said that. That is insane. Now, where can we get breast milk?
Sign me up. Hold on, let me listen. I'm gonna do this conversation a favor here, and
move on.
Yes.
So we can talk about them being late for 2 hours, but we can't talk about the leading cause of death.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So here's the solution, right? As the fucking based moderate on this panel, this is what you guys got to do. Put your fucking swords away. Join together. Coalition. Artificial womb. Just fucking do it. It solves the problem.
They are working on that.
Artificial womb. Now there's going to be some like other issues that are going to come because of it. But strictly, if we're looking at the abortion issue in a vacuum, the woman can still not proceed with the pregnancy. You insert the fetus into the artificial womb. The child can still live. You save the life. I know there's a lot. I know this is an overly simplistic thing, but why don't y'all throw all your money, bro? Pro-choice, pro-life, come together, son. Start invest in some science shit. Artificial womb. What's up?
I have some issues with. I mean, it depends on how good
I think
these artificial
the artificial womb, like I might have an issue as
Let's
well.
just assume,
where the baby when it's growing inside, you kind of have that connection with it. And
bro,
like,
it's a middle ground. This is a compromise.
It's an alternative to abortion.
We don't compromise on killing babies.
But it wouldn't be killed. It would survive. It would survive.
No, but it's not going inside the mother. It doesn't have that same type of warmth.
You get what you
you're
want.
Like pro-life right now.
Huh?
Well, I'll argue any side just for fun.
Yeah. So basically,
all right. Hold on. Here, Maddie, read this.
Clarification. When there are women who know what they're doing, taking abortion pills before the Supreme Court and boasting over their abortion, they should be held accountable. Women are not stupid.
I think it still is like a cultural thing. Like I think that even if they like know it's killing a baby, they like it's still ingrained in them that it's their right. Women are like so brainwashed. Like I said earlier, this woman I had met, she like acknowledged that it was their 3-year-old child, but she thought it was okay to kill them. And that's not a unique situation. That's pretty common now, where this idea of my child, my choice is not even my body anymore, because it's hard to argue that